Thank you for taking out time sharing your perspective with us on NewsX World. With that, viewers, we're shifting our focus away from the Middle East towards Europe. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has stated that he held a telephonic conversation with US President Donald Trump. This is the second such conversation in the span of 2 days. Their talks focused on strengthening Ukraine's air defense, energy infrastructure and long-range strike capabilities. Meanwhile, the Kremlin has voiced deep concern about the possibility of the United States supplying Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Russian officials have warned that the conflict has reached a dramatic moment with escalation coming from all sides. Meanwhile, Zelensky has responded by stating that Moscow's concern over the Tomahawks show that such pressure could be effective in pushing Russia towards peace. Remember, earlier this week, on the 6th of October, President Trump had stated that he had not yet finalized on an agreement to provide the Tomahawk missiles, and that he was still contemplating, and prior to doing so he would want to know what exactly Ukraine planned to do with these missiles, emphasizing that he did not want to escalate the war even further. But recently, in the last telephonic conversation we've seen between Zelensky and Trump, Zelensky has in fact urged Trump to push Russia to the negotiating table, bring about peace, as he's brokered the same in the Middle East. Listen in to what Zelensky has had to say.
Щойно я говорив з президентом Трампом, і це вже вдруге цими днями. Детально працюємо з Америкою, щоб посилити нас, нашу ППО, усі наші можливості захисту. Петріоти, передусім, інші системи, також наші активні дії. Фактично зараз саме ударами з повітря росіяни намагаються компенсувати те, що не досягли результатів на землі, тих результатів, які хотіли за весну та літо. І наші воїни просто молодці. Дякую вам, хлопці, стримали все це. Зараз українські підрозділи продовжують контрнаступальні наші дії в районах Добропілля і також в інших районах, зокрема на Запорізькому напрямку поблизу Оріхова. Там є просування наших військ. І на сьогодні більш ніж на 3 кілометри.
Shifting focus away from Europe to South Asia, the Chaman border crossing between Pakistan and Afghanistan has remained closed for the 3rd day, stranding hundreds of Afghan refugees as a tense military standoff between the two countries has halted all trade and transit. Some Afghan refugees have in fact reacted to the situation. Listen in to what they've had to say.
نو دوی باید خپل مسله د خبرو د لارې سره حل کړي. جنګ ویسي نه دی جوړ په جنگ ولا یا دوی خیر ویسي یا ولا هغه ویسي.
ور بارډر بند چې سارالو بمان شروع ور د سال د څه قسمه درې ته بل کړل. دا به سمانه نه د خچیرو نه د گاډي کړی چې د لته ولاړې دا به سمانه ده. پورته وښته ورغلی په گاډو نه نو د سمانه ده. خو تر دغه معاملې کراوه خدای دې بم راوه خدای دې راوه. دا به سمانه ده په دارنګه. څو په اسلام ځان ته وایي.
This closure follows intense border clashes, with both sides accusing the other of initiating hostilities. The crossing is, of course, a critical trade artery and the second largest between the two nations. It has become a scene of desperation, with families caught in the diplomatic crossfire. Now, both sides have stated that dozens of fighters were killed in overnight border clashes. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has boasted about his record in mediating conflicts, stating that he helped resolve multiple global disputes and has in fact heard that there's a war between Pakistan and Afghanistan and that he'll have to wait till he gets back from the Middle East before intervening in this issue as well. With us on the broadcast is Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev, former Indian diplomat, joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX World. Now, we've witnessed a very serious escalation along the Afpak border, the contentious Durand line, over the last 3 days. As I've just pointed out, border crossings have been closed, refugees have been impacted. The Taliban government has made its position very, very clear, stating that it will not tolerate any aggression by Pakistan. Where do you see this headed? Could the situation escalate even further?
It could, but there are outline guardrails that would prevent it from happening, partly because Afghanistan is a landlocked country and almost all the supplies that are imported are through Pakistan. So they would not escalate it to have them squeezed by Pakistan, delaying or denying them transit facilities. Secondly, I think the capacity to wage war across the 2,300-kilometer Durand line is limited. It's a rugged area and full of treacherous passes, etc., which make both sides vulnerable and prone to surprise attacks. Afghans seem to have succeeded in using these the territorial sort of familiarity with the area to inflict damages on Pakistan. But the point was to retaliate after Pakistan Air Force attacked a Kabul precinct in trying to kill a TTP leader.
Indeed,
But
and
that episode is over, and I hope that both sides can declare victory and go home.
in the meantime, we've also seen certain statements coming out from the Pakistani establishment as well. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has claimed that Afghan territory is being used by terrorist groups like the TTP to carry out attacks in Pakistan. I wanted to understand from you, is this not just the snakes that Pakistan has fostered for decades now coming back to bite it?
You are right. There's a sweet irony of karma coming back to Pakistan. Pakistan has at various times fostered terrorists across all three land borders, India particularly so in Kashmir and Punjab, Afghanistan, Mujahideens and Taliban themselves were based in Pakistan before they became rulers of Kabul. Iran as well has the Sunni groups across Balochistan border based in Pakistan that are active in Sistan, Balochistan province of Iran against the government. So during this year itself, we have seen Iranian missile attacks on the Ahel bases in Balochistan, followed by Pakistani air attacks on Baluch Liberation Army's bases in Iran. We've seen India, Pakistan having problem 4 days air war in retaliation to Pahalgam attacks. And now we are seeing the reverse. Pakistan alleges that TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban in Pakistan, is supported by Talibans in Kabul. And they're given bases and provided weapons, etc., by Afghan Talibans without substantiating it by any documentation, etc. And launched air attack. So Pakistan, when it was attacked by either Iran or by India during the year, claimed that its territorial integrity and sovereignty was being violated. Now the same Pakistan is doing it to another neighboring country under the same pretext. So that shows duplicity and hypocrisy of Pakistani establishment.
And what do you make of the crucial meeting that has taken place in New Delhi just a while back between Afghan Foreign Minister Muttaqi and Dr. Jaishankar? India is slated to reopen its embassy in Kabul. So, what are the larger geopolitical implications of this?
That's a good question. I should take you back to a 2,000-year-old the Kautilya Arthashastra, where Mandala theory says that neighbor's neighbor can be a friend. Pakistan is our neighbor and Afghanistan is Pakistan's neighbor. So it's only natural that Afghanistan and India can be friends because they both face Pakistani aggressiveness. I think Mr. Muttaqi's visit was long overdue. It has been 4 years since the Taliban took over Kabul. They've been ostracized because of their various policies, violent takeover of a legitimate regime recognized by much of the world, as well as their policies towards women. They were shunned and ostracized, but till last month when Russia decided to open its embassy in Kabul. Now, India has not only invited Mr. Muttaqi, but has also, during the visit, announced its intention to reopen its embassy, which was reduced to a trade office and humanitarian work-related office. I think this is only natural that the two sides need to collaborate, partly because India has $1 billion worth of projects in humanitarian projects such as hospitals, dams, buildings like parliament, etc., being built with Indian assistance. India also has Chabahar related project to have an access to Afghanistan direct away from Pakistan. Thirdly, I think the two sides also need to ensure that vast territory of Afghanistan and 2,300 kilometer long border is with Pakistan is not leveraged to set up terrorist operations against India by the well-known Pakistan-based jihadis.
All right, so I request you to stay on with us as we're tracking some other crucial developments. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita